Here we are with day 17 commentary of Islamicize Me. I want to thank you to everyone who has been faithfully watching not only Islamicize Me, the web series, but also these backstage videos. Got a lot of great supporters out there. Tony Tabano, Laranji Consciousness, the guy from the UK who has a handle that's something like USA Freedom of Speech. I forget exactly, but well, I mean, maybe you're not a guy, you know what I'm saying? But whoever that person is, they've been very supportive through the super chat, and I greatly appreciate it. And there's one other person I want to give a shout out to. If I'm forgetting anyone who's been supportive, please let me know. Well, you know what I mean by supportive. So while I'm looking for that, I'm getting everything set up. We're going to do some backstage behind the scene commentary for day 17. And I have got some outtakes for you today, so you do not want to miss it. I'm glad for everyone who's joining. I saw people were waiting. Man, you guys are legit. Much love. So right now is the time to please go on Twitter. That seems to be one of the main ways that people get notified. Please go on Twitter, share this link, and invite people to watch it. We usually go about an hour or so. And then also if you could put it on Facebook. And I always encourage you to use other social media if you've got it. Instagram. Yes, you could even do Snapchat, Periscope, whatever you've got. But also shout out to Teresa Whitaker. I want to thank you very much for your support and help as well. So you guys know who you are. And I'm going to look at the chat real quick, and then I'm actually going to start playing the video and getting into the commentary already. We're going to get starting soon. Yes, Elizabeth, you're on time. What's up, Chris Thomas from DC? Yeah, Moot the Money. It's a new hashtag we're going to start, right? And, oh, you've been waiting since 1 o'clock East Coast time? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock East Coast. I'm so sorry. Halal Hogan, #1. All right. Looks like we're ready to start. We got enough people watching. Thank you guys for being here. Let's have some fun. So I'm going to play the video first and I'll make commentary on it. You know, that's how we do this. And then I'm going to show you the outtakes at the end. So right now here is the... Oh, no, those are the outtakes. I'm not going to give you those outtakes yet. All right, here is the actual video. Let's start. You guys been happy, or you guys been asking for the Fajr prayer, wake up in the morning, and here goes another one. We don't do it every day, but we do a lot of days. But before I show you that, let me show you something in the room here. As you maybe could have guessed, this is my kids' room. And, you know, I like to share things with you, these little behind the scene things. Are you ready for a new one? All right, see this? What is that? What is that, ladies and gentlemen? This is from Answers in Genesis. This is a Noah's Ark calendar. And it was up there, the whole shots, and we were like, does that matter? And we're like, well, Muslims believe in Noah and the Ark too. I mean, maybe they wouldn't have an Answer in Genesis calendar, but it doesn't really say or let you know. But that's what that is there on the wall. Hey, that's why you watch these things. All right, continuing on with the video. What's that? It's the Quran calling. Fajr time. I guess I'm a little more serious there, and immediately cuts to the bathroom downstairs where you hear John asking for help. So here comes Dennis's character to help him in the bathroom, and we're about to get into some hijinks. As you could tell, any Islamicize Me that starts with someone in the bathroom is going to be wild.
Sitting on the toilet, you know you're supposed to squat to pee. I'm going number 2. You're getting on the toilet paper in here. How many crate of rocks? Where were you when Giovanni and I studied this? Wait right there.
Some of you thought he was going to get the backpack right there, I bet. But no, he didn't bring the backpack. He just brings some of the hadith.
Number 7. Abdurrahman bin Yazid reported that someone said to Salman al-Farsi, has your prophet taught you everything, even how to defecate? He replied, yes. So Muhammad taught us how to defecate. He prohibited us from facing the Qibla while defecating or urinating,
Now, I'm gonna stop right there because there's something some of you may have missed, and I would understand if you did. Okay, are you ready for this? So these are from the Hadith sources, all right? And we're looking here at the Hadith, and I want to show you something that you may have missed. This is talking about how to wipe yourself, right? So someone is sort of apparently mocking a Muslim and says, has your prophet taught you how to do everything, even how to defecate? And he replied, yes. He, as in Muhammad, prohibited us from facing the Qibla. That means the direction you're supposed to pray. Don't face that way when you go to the bathroom. And from cleansing ourselves with our right hand, so that means only with the left hand. And from cleansing ourselves with less than 3 stones. So that means cleanse yourself with stones, but it has to be at least 3. Or with dung. For those of you who don't know, dung is animal poop in this case. So you can wipe yourself with other doo-doo or bones. Hey, look, I know they didn't have toilet paper back then per se, as far as the way we have it now. I understand all that. But is it really a good idea to wipe yourself with dung? I don't know. I'm just saying, I thought I should point that out. Continuing on here.
From cleansing ourselves with less than 3 stones or with dung or bones. Notice the stones part, hence the crate of stones. And Sahih al-Bukhari 161, narrated Abu Huraira, the Prophet said, whoever performs ablution should clean his nose with water by putting the water in it and then blowing it out. And whoever cleans his private parts with stones should do it with an odd number of stones. So
here's what I want to show you guys real quick. The number one, how binding on every area of life this religion is. Muhammad was a control freak, it seems. He is telling people how to do everything, apparently the way he would do it. I don't know if he's OCD or what. But this is extreme micromanagement of your followers, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, look at this. Exactly how to clean your nose. Do we really think that the God of the universe is any more happy if you clean your nose this way as opposed to another way? Really? You see what I'm saying? Cleans his private parts with stones, should do it with an odd number of stones. We could say, hey, look, you needed to use stones back then, okay? But what's up with the odd number? Again, it's just this arbitrary nature of Muhammad's ruling, and it's supposed to be the sunnah, meaning this is supposed to be the example and model of how to carry out Islam even in the modern day, if you're going to be a true Salafi, if you're going to really follow Islam according to the best way. Severe micromanagement and a bad case of arbitrary rulings.
Oh, you need to wipe yourself with at least 3 of those rocks and make sure it's an odd number. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, whatever. This is the will of Allah Almighty. Sounds like it's gonna hurt.
Poor Jamal, always getting stuff done to him that's gonna hurt. Ripping off his arm hair, it's pretty bad, right? It's pretty bad. I'm just checking out some of the comments here real quick before I go on. Yeah, there are some funny looks, right? James Henry says it's funny that you use jagged rocks instead of smooth ones. Let me comment on that real quick, actually. When you're about to see these rocks, someone actually complained about that and said, well, now you're fibbing. Listen, guys, this is satire. And let me explain real quick. Let me look at you guys for a second. I want to explain something here. In satire, you take something that is true and then you exaggerate it out to an absurd position so the original thing that you're exaggerating on can be seen for what it is. Sort of a reductio ad absurdum type of argument using comedy. Now, it's not a fib for us to use jagged stones, and let me tell you why. Muhammad never specified what the coarseness or lack thereof of the stones need to be, did he? He didn't say make sure they're smooth stones. He specified about the number. Apparently, that was the important thing to him. I feel silly having to explain this, but this is why it's legitimate satire for us to use rocky stones because we're showing that the number was important, not the coarseness of them. So you could hypothetically use jagged stones. Now, would a Muslim do that if they had the choice? Most certainly not, I don't imagine. But see, the sources don't specify, and you're going to have this micromanagement. It's like you can't have it in some things and not in others, it seems like. And so it's legitimate satire. We're not fibbing or lying. And I just hope people can see that. I think most people do. These kind of odd complaints are more rare. But I have to reiterate again, there's a specific genre of comedy called satire. And actually, I would even argue, if we had time to do this right now, that satire is one of the main ways that the Bible employs comedy for effect, especially against false gods. Satire is a key biblical category used in the literature. And so we're using satire. Do we do it perfect? I'm not claiming we do it biblical, but nonetheless, it's satire. And so it's legitimate what's happening here. So let me go back and show the video. I just want to reiterate that. This is hilarious what David's character, Dennis, says, because he he gets into like the etymology of the word Islam. He says, it means submission. It doesn't mean having a comfortable butt. It's just so funny.
Islam means submission to Allah by following the example of his prophet. It doesn't mean have a comfortable butt all day. Right. Good.
So here's John's character, Jamal. By the way, remember this because you're going to see in the outtakes him making different faces at the camera, and it's pretty dumb, but it's fun outtakes. So just watch this part. Look at those rocks in a milk crate. So check it out. How did we get these rocks? Anyone wonder? Anyone wonder how to get these rocks? I'll tell you the story in a little bit. Poor John. All right, now I'm going to show you guys something, okay? Ready? I hold in my hands a specimen of one of the rocks we use. Dear Lord, please don't let me drop this on the keyboard. That would be bad. This is a heavy rock, and it's pretty jagged. I think this is actually one of the rocks you might have used. Yeah, it is. You know how I know? Right here. Residual poo. Obviously, it's not really poo on here. What is it? Hold on, I'll tell you. Because I'm going to break down how we did this before it gets shown. I have a little piece left. You see what that is? Chocolate. Here's what happened. The church had bought some candy for kids for Easter like 2 years ago, but it never got used. And so there was just this old chocolate laying around that no one was going to eat. At least no one should eat, right? It looks pretty gross, actually, doesn't it? And so I knew it would be perfect for this because it looked kind of gross and no one was going to eat it. So I grabbed this old 2.5-year-old chocolate. And because I heard about this scene and I knew I wasn't really going to be in it, which I was thankful for, but I knew that I could be the effects guy for this scene. So what was my role in the scene? I did the rocks. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about a mistake I made in doing the rocks, okay? But it was chocolate, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit of how we got the blood in a second, but everybody's like wondering, like, what is that? Is it peanut butter? No, it's just melted chocolate. And at the end, I added a little bit of Hershey, so there was a variety in the hues of the poo. There was that old one plus some new Hershey's. So that was for dynamics and the visuals. So let's watch here and watch how the effects turned out.
I can't flush these rocks. What am I supposed to do with these? Throw them outside or something?
That's pretty funny.
Are you a moron?
This is hilarious. It's so dumb.
we supposed to do? Go out and find brand new rocks every day?
Do you hear this conversation? and David's character's not even bothered by the fact he's holding poo rocks in front of him.
Rinse them off and put them back in the crate so we can use them again.
Now watch John's realization as he thinks about this.
Wait, did you use these before?
Think about how funny that is. It's so insane. Look at the blood. Hold on. Look. Like, you see the little blood stains? You see that? Oh man, this is so dumb. I mean, there's bathroom humor in this series, but it's funny, man. And I'm not even a big fan of bathroom humor, but I thought it was done well. Okay, I gotta compose myself.
I've been sick day after day because we keep getting poisoned by the Jews.
I've been sick for day after day because we keep getting poisoned by the Jews. So I've been going to the bathroom a lot. So yes, I've used these rocks.
Rocks like 80 times.
Look at John's face. Now, a couple people wrote and they were like, that close-up of the rocks was totally unnecessary. But look, if you're going to do the rocks, you've got to go all the way. You've got to do it. You can't just halfway it. You know what I mean? If we're going to do this, we need to go all the way. And so we're going all the way. So I'm going to pause it. So get ready, everybody. Hope you're not eating. He's shaking and it's out of focus. But watch, it gets in focus. It's just so funny. He's like shaking. It looks pretty legit, doesn't it? That's a pretty decent effect. All right. Just imagine what that is. Now, I'm going to show you how we did it, okay? Everyone ready? I'm sorry. I have too much fun doing these. Yes, Christopher Thomas says, love how David blames everything on the Jews. You know, that really comes, of course, from a common, I mean, if you've talked to unfortunately, if you've talked to a faithful Muslim, even the nicest of guys, they do have a real tendency to literally blame everything on Jews. It's not even a joke. Like, it's real. Someone says the rocks might not be real, but they make me nauseous. That's good. That's good. Yes, it is gross. Where do you rinse the rocks? I don't know. I mean, we didn't really rinse them. This is funny. James says, I'm convinced Muhammad was trolling his followers. Very realistic, nasty. That's good. Okay. Because yeah, it would have been crazy to have bones. You're right. Chili and bacon, no. Okay. Oh man. Why are they so big? That's part of the humor too. You guys gotta understand, we're going all out in this. Like, we're going all the way. So everything is exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? That's why the rocks are so big. But let me tell you something real quick here about how we oh look. There's David Wood in the chat. Dave the Slave. Get back to editing, slave. David Wood, get back to editing right now. Don't be watching my live stream. Share it on Twitter. And after you share it on Twitter, you know what you need to do? Go back to editing. Ask your wife to bring you a drink and a sandwich. Dave the Slave. Don't be in here. I'm going to take away your moderator controls. I'm going to kick you out. Get this video out before 10 o'clock tonight, Dave the Slave. And that's all I got to say to you. Dave the Slave. All right, now, let me show you what's up, guys. See this rock? How do we come by this rock? Dave the Slave is correct. We stole them from a parking lot, but only temporary. Okay? Only temporary. What do I mean by that? Oh, man, if I would have done the green screen, I could have took a screenshot, and I could have put the close-up of the rocks behind me. That would be awesome. It'd be the whole background. David Wood and I went to see Avengers Infinity War, right? So that's what we did. And it was pretty awesome. It was fun to see it with him. He had some good insight. We wanted to make a video review, but we were just too tired, and then we had to record Islamicize Me. Maybe that'll happen one day when the DVD comes out or something like that. But we said we need some rocks. Well, there's giant in the parking lot of the movie theater. There's giant rocks, and we were like, that'll be perfect. I'll just bring them back when we're done, okay? Because there's so many. We're gonna bring them back. We are. But here's residual blood. This is actually one of the film used props. You know, we actually used this one in the movie, right? Or whatever. Islamicize Me. But how do we get, I already told you how we got the chocolate. Remember that? Remember that? All right. Now, let me show you the blood. This is some leftover blood I have. Yes, I put it in a child's cup. I hope that none of the children drink this. I'm going to do a little demonstration so you can see it. All right. Ooh, see that? Don't let this spill on the keyboard. That'd be like the worst thing. Okay. Now, they may not look that great in this little plastic cup, but when you put this on something and let it dry, it looks fantastic. It looks really great. In fact, let me put some on this rock here, and I'll show you guys later on how it turns out. Whoa. This is my desk, so I don't want to get stuff on it. I'll show you how it turns out later. Now, can't do the, oh no. Yeah, I got some in my hand. Okay, as long as it stays there. I'm going to have some in my hand now, guys, probably the rest of the time I'm talking to you. But that's good. Actually, it'll show you kind of how it looks. So this is the fake blood. Dave the Slave got some really good fake blood, so I'm proud of him for that. I only gave him 20 lashes that day because he did better. So here's what's up. Hold on, let me wipe this off a little bit more. I was ready for this scene, and I was super excited because I had a good, clear idea about how to do it. I knew I had the old chocolate. I knew we had the blood. I picked out just the right rocks. Then I made a mistake. So you got to melt the chocolate, right? So what do? You put it in the microwave. So I put the rocks with the chocolate on top of it inside the microwave. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Well, rocks retain heat really well. When I say really well, I mean when we pulled them out, those rocks were hot. I tried to pick one up. And I just told John, don't worry about it, John. It'll work. Just go ahead and take the rock. He couldn't pick it up. It was too hot. So I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. So I will just let it cool down. So I was just letting it sit. Go back a couple minutes later because we needed to hurry up and film the scene, but the rocks were too hot. Well, guess what? It was still too hot. You couldn't even pick up the rocks. Okay, let's put them in the refrigerator. Get them cooled down. Check back 10 minutes later in the refrigerator. Still too hot. John's like, maybe you should put it in the freezer. Maybe I was just being prideful at that point. I was like, I don't need to put it in the freezer. Just leave it in the fridge. It'll be okay. Well, however long we had to wait, Dave made a joke, said like it's an hour later. I don't know if it's really an hour later, but it was some point later. See how the blood's looking, by the way. Finally, the rocks were no longer hot. They were enough where John could grab them, but the prop guy, that's me, made the rocks too hot. But I am also responsible for the creation of how the rocks looked, and I thought they looked wonderful. Now look, see, the blood's already starting to dry on this rock. Do you see how good it looks? I mean, it's not like a super high-res camera. It's a webcam. But you get a good general idea. And this stuff was really good. It turned out really well. And then just imagine, that melted on top of that, and you could see the effect. Now I'm going to go back to showing you guys the effect because you'll see just how good it turned out, like I said. All right, I'm going to screen share again. Go back to the commentary again. Let you focus on this beautiful close-up for a little bit. Prop guy did a good job. Look at that. Isn't that magnificent? Isn't that wonderful? Can't you just taste it? Oh, yeah, blood and poo. Yeah. So, David's sitting there reading.
What the heck is wrong with you?
The Quran.
Ever since my honeymoon with my away, I mean, it's real bad down low. You think I should have used the
This is such a funny line. I think John's one who made this up.
latex kufi? A latex kufi? Yeah.
Latex goofy. as in a Jimmy hat. So someone said, oh, how does John have an STD, but the rest of you guys don't? Well, remember, John seemed to enjoy the muta more than us, so he may have had more muta wives than us. See what I'm saying?
Backpack. Should we use protection when sleeping with our muta wives? We have here Sahih Muslim, number 3546. It was narrated that Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said, we captured some female prisoners, these are the sex slaves, and we engaged in coitus interruptus. Notice they had the female prisoners and they had sex with them. Coitus interruptus, that's where you have sex without climaxing. It's a form of birth control. Then we asked the Messenger of Allah about that, and he said to us, do you do that? Do you do that? Do you do that? There is no soul that is to exist until the day of resurrection, but it will come into being. Now think about what he is saying here. Every soul that Allah has ordained to be born will be born. When you practice birth control, it's as if you are attempting to decide who will and will not be born. That's presuming the power of Allah for yourself. And so Muhammad was against birth control.
There is no mix-up. The prophet can't mix up.
So, I see David there in the chat saying, "Fine, there's not going to be any episode today because Vocab's bossing me around." I do that because that's how David is to me in real life. Number one. Number two, I know that David has a thing where if you tell him to do something, he won't do it, and so because I told him to go back to work, he's gonna act like he's not gonna do it. So it's just funny. It's just funny. All right, here we go. Let's watch this.
So no kufis down below. No kufis down below. That would make you think that you are in control over what diseases you get from your muta wives. All right.
So we go back to the hospital, have a doctor visit. Same place David went, his character, when he drank all that toilet bowl cleaner. Remember that? Same doctor too. So he's checking and she just crabs, right?
You've got crabs, boychik. I'll write you a prescription for some crab-killing lotion. I tell you to shave your pubic region, but I see you're already smooth as a baby seal down there.
Already smooth as a baby seal down there. I think David wrote that line. Oh, gosh. Come on, dude. Oh, come on. John thought that was funny, so he looks and breaks the fourth wall and winks at the camera. The cameramen were so bothered by that. They're like, why are you winking at us? They're so bothered. I was like, no, it's funny. Trust me. And I'm glad John did it because it was a perfect transition to the next scene. So that was John's idea. But the cameramen did not like it at all. They were complaining about it. And I was like, nah, man, do it. See, I got your back, John. I'm not like David. I don't throw your stuff under the bus. I got you, bro. So now where are we going in real life? We're actually going again to the airport, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Aren't we going to the airport this time? David, let me know. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going, and we're filming videos on the way there.
Hey guys, we just left the hospital. My spirits are kind of low, but it's okay. I just found out I was diagnosed with some sort of a seafood allergy or something.
Seafood allergy, crabs.
I don't remember what the doctor called it. He gave me some lobster. He said I have lobsters. I can't remember exactly
He's so sincere, right?
what kind of lotion he prescribed, but lobster lotion, I think it was called. Yeah. What do you think, Gio? I mean, how are you feeling back there?
Look, we read the sources, and we saw very clear, very plain, that Allah is in charge of any STD we should contract. Allah is in charge of whatever diseases we get when we have muta without the kufi on, you know? So I have faith in that. You know, it is what it is, and I accept it. And I'm sorry about your seafood situation there.
Thanks, my brother. The world is a constant.
And so we're talking like a certain way, and then David's just waiting for this, and he comes in this other way. It's just funny. The stuff he says is just over the top.
Grounds of faithfulness. Whom will you listen to? Allah or anyone else? If you listen to anyone else other than Allah, you have made for yourself an idol. So if Allah says that you can sleep with prostitutes, and if Allah has declared that you should not hold sway over what happens as a result of sex, you have no impact on whether a child is born. You ejaculating into a woman has no impact on the will of Allah in predestinating a child being born. Therefore, you also have no say, no input into whether you contract an STD. Yeah. And so, whom should we believe? The doctors or Allah Almighty?
Allah. And that's why I go burkaless.
So then we kind of switched the joke, talking about kufis down there at the end, have a variation of it, burkaless, which means obviously no cover.
So I guess we'll just have to leave it there today, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? Allahu Akbar.
All right, that was episode 17. We'll take a look at the comments, and then I'm going to play the outtakes. Yeah, there's some funny comments in here. A lot of you guys are getting mad at me, but in a good, happy kind of way. Where'd you go, David Wood? Where'd you go? Oh, by the way, before I show you this, I was going to tell you guys something. You know the actor who played Ho Dilla the Pimp? Guess what? He said that he would be interested in doing a live Google Hangout with me. And so if you guys would want to see that, let me know. I could actually have the actor come on and join. With that, here are the outtakes. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Outtakes.
Nice. Okay, for this, it can be point of view looking right into the camera. Hey, you're on. You ever had a run over on the phone? You look all creeped out. Okay. I can't freaked out. Because right now you're just looking at the rocks. This is from out of the yeah. Right? You're looking down at the rocks. So I got my gun. Okay, look on your face. All right. Hey, two.
All right, hold on. So there's John hamming it up. It's pretty funny. Only audio? Wait. Are you serious? Hold on. I need to fix this then. Oh man, guys, I'm sorry. I just now see the comment. All right. Let me see what's going on here. That doesn't make sense. Man, I'm sorry, guys. It was only audio, huh? Okay. Let me work on that. Give me a second here. Thank you. I appreciate your guys' feedback as usual. Could not do it without you. Now, okay. Let me know, guys, if you guys can see the screen now. I think you can. Hopefully you can. I'm gonna play it again, okay? And here, just watch. It's funny. And while you watch it, check this out. There's a part there that where John acts like he's gonna lift up his his Islamic garb while he's sitting down in the bathroom. It's just kind of funny. Okay, you guys can see it. I know you can. Okay, here we go. Outtakes. Sorry about that.
Nice. Okay, for this, it can be point of view looking right into the camera. Hey, girl. You look all creeped out. Okay. My hand are creeped out. Because right now you're just looking at the rocks. This is for okay, yeah. Right, you're looking down at the rocks. Okay, like a look on your face. All right, ready? Hey, two. You've got.
All right. Hey, Jacob Proctor, much love. Thanks for the support. And just don't let David Wood see your comment. All right, here's what's up, y'all. There's some other lines that I threw in here improv during the scene. They were pretty good, but the wink was better. So this is good when you have this problem, meaning we shot enough material that we actually had excess material that's actually good, but it's just, you can't use it all, right? And so here's some other stuff we use that we did that was pretty decent, but we weren't able to use. By the way, everyone was asking, who's the doctor? He is not Jay Smith. He is my actual Jewish friend for real, because we thought it would be funny to have the Muslims who are always complaining about the Jews poisoning them have to go to a Jewish doctor. So that's part of the joke. And he actually has a Star of David on, but you don't get to see it. I don't know if you'll get to see it in an upcoming episode. And so he kind of hams it up with the Jewish accent of a certain type, the Ashkenazi East Coast type, and the Woody Allen type, and use the little slang words, the Yiddish. But he did a great job, and it's my friend Jeff Crane. He's also an apologist. Look at his website, Zion's Banner. Here we go.
Crabs boy chick, I'll write you a prescription for some crab killing lotion. I tell you to shave your pubic region, but you're already smooth as a baby seal down there.
Do they bite?
So he's got crabs. I ask if they bite. And look, Jeff's face, he doesn't know how to respond. He's just laughing. He's just laughing at it. He doesn't really know what to say.
What did you say?
Do they bite?
All right, folks, let's take him. Okay,
Let's do it again.
So we do another one, and I throw in a different line. Here we go. By the way, you guys want to know another secret? You guys ready? Let me show you guys a secret, okay? Let me see how to do this. See this? Oh, what's he holding in his hand? Is that the script? Is he not holding a doctor's chart? Is he cheating? Is he holding a script instead? Oh, secrets revealed.
Anything for a second because I winked. So we're kind of overlapped. Okay.
I think we got it. We only really need one more take. We did we're gonna do variations.
No. That's good. Can you just say this, whatever you said?
Me? That doesn't really have to be it. I was just.
Yeah, I didn't know how to respond to that. It's not the lines.
I mean, you want me to say it just in case of that.
Okay, what's the next?
The next is the cumulative.
We'll do one more of that.
One more of that.
And we're almost done.
Wait, which one?
I think.
You doing the same thing?
Yeah, but you said you want to do one more, right?
Yeah.
We're just doing kind of variation, that's all.
Okay. Hold on, give me a second.
So exciting. Behind the scenes.
2.
You've got crabs boy chick. I'll write you a prescription for some crab killing lotion. I tell you to shave your pubic region, but you're already smooth as a baby seal down there.
Crabs aren't kosher, are they?
Because crabs aren't kosher. So, I'm asking the Jewish doctor, crabs aren't kosher. And again, he doesn't know how to react. He just smiles. He doesn't really know what to say when we go improv. And I don't know what this is. Is there an alternate take of our leaving the doctor visit? Maybe there is.
Hey guys, we just left the hospital. My spirits are kind of low, but it's okay. I just found out I was diagnosed with some sort of seafood allergy or something. I can't remember what the doctor called it. He gave me some lobster. He said I have lobsters. I can't remember exactly what kind of lotion he prescribed, but lobster lotion, I think it was called. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, Jacob, we know you're just joking. You didn't unsubscribe, although you should. Just kidding. Okay. Let me look at the comments here because I think that is all that I've got going on today. All right. So I'm going to take a look, though. This is the time where I'll answer your questions. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to take a few minutes here at the end, and I will answer your questions. David, can you tell us what today's episode is today? I have the master list, but it's been changed since I last saw it. So are you allowed to let us know? Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, that crop heads, that. Okay, David explains that take is uncropped because Sam Shamoon's in the beginning of it. I'm going to play that one more time at the end of the video. And you guys, next time I play it, notice when we're in the car that Sam Shamoon's actually in the shot. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Yes, it is a script. I believe David wrote the script to this one. Yes, he did. Yeah. Because I remember that baby seal, that was his line. Obviously, the scene was his idea as well. He wrote the script for this. But we always allow room for improv. It's always just like, you just say a line here, you just say a line there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Nate is figured out something that I did not tell anybody. He says, are the hospital and the mosque the same location? Yes, it's a different place in the same church, and you could probably figure that out because the walls are somewhat similar. But let me tell you guys something. We rented an actual hospital bed with all the stuff to it. And it was like a big thing because we had trouble doing this. It was kind of a headache for a while, getting the right stuff to make it look kind of realistic in the room. And David was frustrated with it. Here, let me get in here to tell you guys a story. We're about done, but I love telling these little stories. So David was frustrated. He was about to, I don't want to say give up, but he just kind of felt like we have to have this hospital bed, and we're not able to get it. All the places aren't able to get it to us soon enough, you know. So it was a real problem, and I could tell he's freaking out. And I said, "Hey, I tell you what, just I think this is how it went down." I was like, "Let's delegate Irvin to do this." Irvin's the guy who we turn into our Demi. He's going to reappear in the series. He's an apologist too, great guy, married to a former Muslim, in fact. So I say, delegate Irvin to do this. He's got great people skills. He's a salesman, right? Like in his day job. And the dude knows how to talk to people. Like, he will get this done trust me. So David's like, frustrated, and just says to Irvin, "Hey, can you find us this hospital bed for this place?" Irvin's on the phone. I don't know for how long, maybe 10 minutes, maybe less. And he just took care of it like that. And David was like amazed, like, dude, because Irvin knew just what to say. He knew just who to call. He just know how to get it done when he talked to the people. And it was dope. Like it was clearly in his wheelhouse to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? He knew how to get it done, and he did. So shout out to Irvin. He rocked it on that. And shout out to myself, because myself and Sam Shamoon, we were the ones who went and took the hospital bed back. But the real reason is because at the end of the series, David had not really slept. We got a little bit of sleep, a little bit. David had gotten none. So Sam and I said, "Look, man, you need to get a little bit of sleep. We'll take the hospital bed back because you need some sleep, man." So we let him sleep for a few hours, went out and took the hospital bed back, so he didn't have to do all that, because, man, he hadn't gotten really any sleep. So Sam and I went out there and did it, and made it literally right at the last second before this place closed. And they were pretty cool. They were really interested that one of their hospital beds was being used in the YouTube video series. They were kind of excited about it. They think they wanted to watch it. They were pretty intrigued by the whole process, because we told them what we were doing with it. They gave us the whole setup, the IV and everything, right? And I gave him I gave him David's YouTube channel, of course, so he could so they could check it out. And on the way back, Sam and I just argued pretty much. And at a certain point in the argument, because it was some theological issue that Sam was passionate about. At a certain point in the argument, I just said, "All right, cool, Sam." And I just stopped talking, and he just kept on talking for about 10 more minutes. And then since I had stopped arguing with him, I stopped talking. Then it kind of just died down, and just kind of quiet in the car. It's just funny. I remember, I'll never forget some of these experiences we had. All right, so let me look at the comments here. Is there another story I'm supposed to tell? Let me see here. I got to go through these. Is James White going to make a camp? Adrian asks, We tried to do that either with James White or with his son, and it just was scheduling and different things like that. It didn't quite work out, but hopefully in the future, maybe it could. Although not everybody would want to be associated or involved with a project like this, as you could imagine. David dipped into the bottom of the barrel to find John and me, and we're willing pretty much to do everything because we have nothing to lose, right? J-Man, yeah, you notice there's no Hebrew Israelites in the chat. It seems like once it started dealing with Islam, they just disappeared, you know? But just wait. After Islamicize me's done, I'm going to be dealing with Hebrew Israelism again, J-Man. You're going to see him come back around, and it's going to be more difficult for them to deal with because there's going to be more attention focused on it, you know? Yeah, I do hope they watch David's testimony as well, Elizabeth. And people keep on bringing the lobsters up in Jordan B. Peterson. I got to tell you guys, I don't know much about Jordan B. Peterson, so I don't know what the lobsters thing has to do with it. You guys are going to have to explain that to me. Just let me know what's going on with lobsters and Jordan Peterson, because I don't know what that's about. Who is funnier, Sam or Dave? Renee asks, who is funnier, Sam or David Wood? Oh boy, you're gonna get me in trouble, Renee. Let me put it this way. Sam might be accidentally funnier. I'll just leave it there. Yeah, but Sam might accidentally be funnier. Yes, Diana, Irvin does show up in future episodes, and some of the stuff that was shot with Irvin, it becomes pretty cinematic. I saw some of the footage, some of the dailies. I was checking some of the dailies of Irvin's footage, and the footage with Irvin and Robert Spencer, it was just priceless. It was cinematic. They shot it like a horror film. That's all I'm gonna say. A horror movie, like a slasher film. Now it doesn't have slasher stuff in it, but the way they shot it was just like, oh my goodness. There's great POV stuff. There's great pan ups. There's great lighting, dramatic effects. The stuff with Irvin and Robert Spencer is just, this series, you guys aren't even ready yet. You guys ain't ready. No, David Wood does deal with Islam, but don't forget he deals with atheism as well. And J-Man, he's going to deal a little bit with Hebrew Israelites just because they got on his radar and annoyed him. But don't worry. Don't worry. You'll see. Who is more difficult to work with, Sam or David? Why are you people asking me these questions? Here's the thing. I've worked more with David than Sam. So that's tricky there. David is easier to work with when there's less people around. The more people that are around, David becomes more difficult to work with. Yeah, buddy. I'll just put it that way, because somebody likes to show off. But Sam doesn't have that issue. He's kind of like the same in all settings, but that's not always he's just as intense when it's just you and him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch out, because it doesn't matter if anyone's around or lights or camera action. Sam's pretty much the same level of intensity. So I'll just say that. Is Robert going to go live? Going to live. Well, I don't want to answer that. But by the way, I'm going to try to get Robert Spencer on one of these behind the scenes, though. I will tell you that once his part comes on. This series could become a movie. The plan is, by the way, thank you again, USA Rules Freedom of Speech. You got a long name, but hey, whatever. The plan is at the end, I believe, is to put all the videos together so it's a long playing thing continuously. Someone says David is a diva. No. David's not a diva. He's gangster. Like, the dude will run on no sleep. The dude has all the stuff in his head. Like, it's not that. It's not that he's a diva. It's that he gets pleasure out of sometimes punking people. That's the issue. Sometimes he gets pleasure out of sort of punking people sometimes, right? And sometimes if you kind of stand up to that, sometimes he thinks it's funny and he respects you. Other times he doesn't like it so much. So that's what's up with David Wood. All right. David, am I wrong? Comment. Go ahead, bro. No, I know who Jordan Peterson is, Anna. I see you there, and speaking. Yeah, I know that he's a Canadian professor against all the pronoun stuff, but I'm saying I don't really know what the thing is with the lobster stuff. Can you guys start selling the Islamicize Me poster? John McCrae's working on that. He's setting up a store. I actually need to give him a picture for that. I would buy this series. Well, hey, the support the channels involved, and that's a way that you kind of buy it. But we might do this. DW for the funny quips in the script. Sam for the law. Hogan, geniuses our own way. Yeah, sure. Don't give me and John any love. Whatever. Side, yo. We are humans that love pirates. So, oh, okay. I see what you're saying about the evolution with the lobsters and all this stuff. Okay. I see. I'm missing some comments. You guys are getting a lot of comments in here. The Israelites is how I got to know you. Oh, really? They're the Hebrew Israelites. I'm kind of mumbling, huh? I hope they watch. Okay. Lobsters are almost done here. Guys, we're about to be done here. So this is your chance right now. I'm not playing anything else except I'm gonna play it at the end. But definitely ask questions. Were those real strangers listening to you guys preaching on the street? Christopher Thomas asks. Some of them were actual strangers, but those are the ones more in the background. The pedestrians who were like standing beside us, listening to us. I don't want to give this away, but I can't help it. Since you're asking, and this is behind the scenes, those were people involved with the filming and the production to an extent for the most part. So most of the people standing right beside us were not true pedestrians, most of them. But some pedestrians were around. But that's a little bit confusing, but that's all I'm going to say. Does Vocab steal his adopted son's wife, David? Well, why are you asking David? Ask me. I'm the one doing the live stream there, Frank. That's right. I'll give you a pass because you appear to be a paisan. What's up, Marzigalano? Yeah, so what's up, paisan? Will be punished for grabbing the rocks with his right hand? No. Oh, that's it. Okay, so today's episode, remember, I have an adopted son in this. His name is Marco, and we're going to have to deal with that. So this is a cliffhanger from 2 episodes ago. So yeah, this episode is funny, but boy, it's sad. Some of you are not going to like this episode. There's no gross out stuff or anything like that I'm aware of. But this episode is sad. It's going to hurt some of your guys' feelings because my character has become more and more hardened. And this is kind of like the final straw that shows I'm totally in with these other two now at this point. And this is going to hurt your guys' feelings. But it's also hilarious. If you like dark comedy, you will like today's episode. It's funny. Oh, my goodness, David, I can't wait till you put it out. Someone asks, was it the same as the barbecue joint in the prologue? No, those are different locations. The barbecue thing is different than the mosque, and then also than the hospital or whatever. All right, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. See, look at this. What is wrong with you, bro? Act 17 apologetics. David Wood equals ultimate alpha male. Like, what's wrong with, like, why? Who says that? Who says that, right? Like, what's wrong with this dude? Ultimate. It's just. But the thing is with David is, I love him, but I don't sweat him. And even though he likes having people around him who sweat him, I think he could tell that I don't sweat him. So maybe that's why he respects me a little bit, because he can tell that I don't sweat him. You know what I'm saying? I've been around greatness before, and David Wood is not great. So it's no big deal to me. Whatever, ultimate alpha male. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. I do try to bring a lot to the live commentaries, but for real, shout out to David, man. The video you give, I appreciate the outtakes a lot. It really makes a big difference in this. All right, almost done. Is Marco grown? Marco is younger. If you remember, Marco appears. Everybody, here's what you need to do. Everyone, here's what you need to do. Go right now, as soon as this broadcast ends, and watch the episode that says Pitchers Must Die, where the cover image is David with the burning pitcher and a flame is going up. Watch that episode before today's episode to fill you in. That will help you understand who Marco is, okay? Then secondly, watch the day 16, I believe it is, we're out on the street with the Hebrew Israelites. Those 2 episodes are like required watching before today's episode, so you'll understand there's continuity in these things, right? We drop little Easter eggs that are foreshadowing to future events. So if you watch those 2, you'll be good. All right. And you guys are strange. I don't like dark comedy. Everyone doesn't like it. But you know, it is what it is. Contest for props. I heard there is going to be. David looks too serious. Well, he's doing a good job acting. After Vocab closes, check it out. He's live on his Arabian Prophet channel. What's the debate you're talking about, Renee? And thank you for telling people to go there after. I appreciate that. But what's the debate? Vocab turns into a quivering mound of jelly when I'm around. Yeah. He knows that's not true. He knows it's not true. I don't sweat that fool. Is he going to complain about YouTube, or is it about, are you afraid of YouTube? I think we're going to do it. All right. All right, guys. I think I've answered all your questions. We hit about an hour, so I think we're about done. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen one more time, and I'm going to play the outtakes one more time so you can catch things, including make sure to watch at the end the part where Sam Shamoon is in the shot. See right here? Watch. You're going to see when it plays back. I'll just show you now just in case, you miss it. This is, see, there's Sam Shamoon. You guys see him here in the back? You're going to see it when it's played back. That Sam Shamoon's in the shot. That's why we didn't use that take. So I'm just telling you a little behind the scenes stuff. So I'm going to play this one more time. Enjoy these outtakes, and thank you for joining for today's broadcast. I'm probably not going to go live tomorrow, but because the feedback has been so positive on me going live, I may go live again. I will go live again before the series is over. All right. So keep track of my channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications, and follow me on some form of social media because I'll announce it on there if I'm being a good boy. Here we go.
What did you say?
Today, buddy.
Renee asked if John was sitting down on the toilet in that other scene. Yes, he was. He was in the bathroom sitting down on the toilet in that scene when he was looking down on the rocks. Yes.
I think we got it. We only really.
I already got it just in case of it.
Okay, what's the next?
The next is the cumulative.
We'll do
thing.
one more of that.
Wait a minute. Are you guys not hearing the sound? Someone said they could not hear the sound. Ah, okay. You guys couldn't hear the sound? Renee, it's so fun. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nate. I did not realize that. I'm dumb. When I mute my mic, you lose the video's audio too. I am sorry. I'm going to play this one more time, okay? Diana, you're so late. I broke it down. What was on the rocks? See, I even did it. I had some leftover old chocolate, and then it was fake blood, which is here. And I poured it out on there, and we put it in the microwave. I put it on too long, and that's how we did it. No, that's not Jay Smith. That's my friend Jeff Cran. He's a Messianic Christian who's an apologist as well. Okay. So, yes, he is a Jew for Jesus. The doctor really is. Yeah, I got you. I see. You guys are haters. I'm never going live again. You guys are a bunch of punks, all of you. But check it out. I won't mute myself again. All right. And so you'll be able to hear it. But I'll play it one more time and then we're done. All right. Because I think we're good. I think we're done. And there's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Oh my goodness, this is insane. So I'm gonna start over. Here's the outtakes one more time, and much love to everyone who joined and watched. Here we go.
Nice. Okay, for this, it can be point of view right into the camera. You're looking all creeped out.
Okay. I can't or freaked out.
Because right now you're just looking at the rocks. This is where we're
Okay, yeah.
right. You're looking down at the rocks. So like a panic look on your face.
All right, ready?
Hey, two.
You've got crabs, boy chick. I'll write you a prescription for some crab killing lotion. I tell you to shave your pubic region, but you're already smooth as a baby seal down there.
Do they bite?
What did you say?
Do they bite?
Okay, let's.
All right,
Let's take him. Okay,
let's do it again.
Okay, let
We'll
me just.
pause the naming for a second because I winked. You know, so we're kind of overlapped.
Okay,
I think we got it. We only really need one more take. We did like we're gonna do variations.
No, I know.
that's good. Can you just say this, whatever you said?
Me? Oh, that doesn't have to be that. I was just.
Yeah, I didn't know how to respond to that. It's
Okay.
the lines.
I mean, you want me to say it just in case of that?
Okay, what's the next?
The next is the cumulative.
We'll do
thing.
one more of that,
One more of that.
and then we're almost done.
Wait, which one?
I think.
Doing the same thing?
Yeah, but you said you want to do one more, right?
Yeah.
We're just doing kind of variations. That's all.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a second. Okay. 3, 2.
You've got crabs, boy chick. I'll write you a prescription for some crab killing lotion. I tell you to shave your pubic region, but you're already smooth as a baby seal down there.
Crabs aren't kosher, are they?
Hey guys, we just left the hospital. My spirits are kind of low, but it's okay. I just found out I was diagnosed with some sort of a seafood allergy or something. I can't remember what the doctor called it. He gave me some lobster. He said I have lobsters. I can't remember exactly what kind of lotion he prescribed, but lobster lotion, I think it was called. Yeah.
You guys see Sam back there? So that's what that was. All right. Well, this has been very awesome. You guys are awesome. And some funny comments, but don't have a chance to get into all those. I will see you again. I'll put up a video of some sort tomorrow, and we'll do this again as well. So enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. Islamicize me out.